please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. This is the Environmental Conservation Board. Today is September 15th, 2022. We have an agenda we're going to follow. The first item, eligible for a permit, Robert Molfetta, 218 East Lake Boulevard, install a 900 square foot patio and rain garden. Come to the... Okay, could you just please state your name, please?
Robert Molfetta.
Okay. Were any of the plans changed from previous submission?
No.
Okay,
Same.
for the record, there were no comments or questions from the public. I'm going to read it to the file. Rich Franzetti, the town engineer, Chairman Log, environmental board members, as requested by the town of Carmel ECB. The engineering department has reviewed the proposed rain garden calculations for the reference site. The calculations submitted are in conformance with New York State DEC standards. I trust this is adequate for the ECB. Sincerely, Richard Franzetti. We just had an EAF, so nothing was changed, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So with that then, do I have a motion to grant permit number 990 to Robert Molfetta for 218 East Lake Boulevard, Mahopac, New York, with the following condition: that the town wetland inspector to do a pre- and post-site visit for installation of erosion control. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so see Rose on Monday, and she'll give you your permit.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. What's today's date, the 16th?
Today's the
15.
15th.
15.
Yeah, I'm signing it now, but she,
Great, thank you.
you got it. Okay, that's one. Okay, for the EAF, I'm just gonna go through and, will the proposed action create material conflict? No. Will the proposed action result in change use intensity of this land? No. Will the
No.
proposed action impair the character and quality of the existing community? No. Will the proposed action have an impact on environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a CEA? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse change to the existing level of traffic or mass transit, biking, or walkway? No.
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy? No. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water or public-private wastewater treatment facilities? No.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in the adverse change to natural resources? No. Will the proposed action result in the increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Nope.
Nope.
And will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No.
No.
Okay. Takes care of that one. Next item, G&F subdivision Gateway in the Fairways, 2054 Route 6 Carmel. Disturbance associated with grading and stormwater management and associated activities. Could you please state your name and who you're here to represent?
Dawn McKenzie.
You want some help with that?
No, I got it. Dawn McKenzie, registered landscape architect from Insight Engineering Surveying and Landscape Architecture, representing the applicant.
Okay, and what are you here for, an extension?
Yes, it's been a year.
Boy, it's just gone so fast.
I know, I felt the same way.
I don't have the original oh, I do have the original permit right here. So this was permit number 972, and it was never signed. by anybody?
I have a signed copy.
I don't have the signed copy. I have the signed copy of a copy, so I guess that's the one we would use, I guess. All right. Has anything on the plans changed?
No, the plans haven't
The
changed.
plans have not changed. And why are we asking for a
Extension.
extension?
So, as the board may be aware, the projects have been approved for a long time, and we came in last year just to get the wetland permit updated. And since that time, the intent was to start construction this year. So earlier this year, which I noted in the cover letter, the trees were felled before April 1st because of the bat restriction. And now we expect to start construction, move forward with construction soon, so.
Okay.
And our office has been conducting, it has DEC general permit coverage, and we've been conducting monthly erosion control inspections. So we just continue to do so until it's ready to start up again.
Okay. The only thing I would add to this permit is because it's been a year and no work has happened, the only thing I would ask you to go out is to reflag the wetlands, reflag the site.
Okay.
It's been a year. And I don't know if anybody's been out at the site for a year or not,
So we had DEC out to verify the wetlands.
Okay, but
I
they put
believe it was in
flags up
2019.
in 2019.
I believe that's when it was.
Okay, it's
2019,
20
2021. We
Please.
got our DEC permit renewed in 2020.
Okay, it's 2020. I
Right.
issued this permit in 21.
Right.
It's almost a year.
Yes.
You got your DEC permit in 2020, that's 2 years. I don't think the flag is still there, so I'd like the wetland reflagged.
Okay. I know that the area, so part of it was reflagged, and I know it was verified.
When?
That was done before we came in to see you, and.
In 2021.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that's a
Part of
year.
it was,
It's a year.
yes.
So, I mean, what would you, if you were in my shoes, what would you do?
So in my experience, I'll tell you this, wetland flags last at the site for quite a while unless somebody goes out there and physically pulls them down.
Okay, so I'd like somebody to go out there and verify the
Can I-
flags are there.
Okay.
I'm gonna make that a condition of the permit.
Okay, to verify that the
To
flags are
verify
still there.
flagging is done.
Extension.
And, right, for the extension, and then just send us an email or a note that it's been verified and everything is intact. And if they're missing, fix it.
Okay. If I know I was at the site on Monday, and I would have checked for the flags if I had known that would be an issue.
Okay.
So, but I can tell you, I walked out and verified all the areas where the trees were taken down, and everything stabilized, and on my way back, I walked down to the bottom along the wetland buffer, by the DEC wetland, and now along the water course, and the conditions are good, so.
Okay.
And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that one of the conditions of the permit,
There's a $3,000 bond
the bond is for maintenance of the trails, and that's to be posted,
upon completion of the work.
right. Right, but I believe one of the conditions of the permit is to flag the wetlands before construction starts?
No, to get the wetland inspector out there to verify that the soil erosion
Okay,
controls are up.
all right, lovely. Okay, so, okay, if that's the condition, then I guess we're going to have to, I'll go and verify that they're there, and we'll get back to you about that. Okay.
Okay, so then do I have a motion to extend wetland permit number 972 for 1 year from today with the following conditions? One, that none of the plans have changed since the original submission. 2, that the town wetland inspector do a pre and post site visit for installation of erosion control. 2, the bond amount for maintaining the trails in the buffer as per the town engineer will be approximately $3,000. The bond will be held for 5 years. And in addition, the extension is granted on 9/15/22. It expires 9/14/23, with the condition that the wetland flags are verified and intact. Submit letter stating it was done. 1-year permit extension to 9/14/23. Do I have a motion?
I make that motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Submission of an application, a letter of permission, White Cell Condominium, CO Lionsgate Property Management, 4 Marina Drive, replace existing retaining wall, boardwalk and pier. This was before us one time before.
That was for the western wall, that was along the Swan Cove side, that's been completed. Now the
In fact,
rear,
I think you were here for it.
I was. It was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Okay, walk us through the project.
Okay, so my name is Paul Revens, by the way, the engineer for the project.
Yeah, please state your name. I thought I said that, all right.
So the rear retaining wall, which is about 3 feet high, is made of pressure-treated lumber. It's collapsing, it needs to be replaced, the whole boardwalk is falling into the water. The all needs to be taken down and reconstructed. We are looking at replacing it with precast concrete and cast-in-place concrete methods of construction.
Okay. Do we have the locations where you're doing precast and not precast? What are the non-precast, what are you using, blocks?
The
The large
precast concrete
blocks?
would be manufactured upstate and shipped down via truck. And we'd have to use excavators to lower the pieces into place. They're 4-foot by 8-foot planks. The only cast in place that we see at this time is the footings that will be coming out of the water to support those planks.
So you're gonna have to do some dewatering, right? You're gonna, what, make a cofferdam?
Well, we're gonna set up concrete forms, and then at the base of the forms in the water, put sandbags to prevent any concrete seepage into the water. And then
Okay,
we
are you
use
gonna
a
use-
pumper truck to
Pump the concrete. What about the water that infiltrates into the excavator? You also have a concrete clean-out pit shown on here?
Yes, I do. The front page shows how it would be constructed.
Need a magnifying glass.
My eyes are not that good.
Yeah.
It was meant to be printed on larger paper, but
Yeah, I'd say. So where is the concrete clean-out?
well, I labeled it as the equipment and material storage area on the front page.
You have a basin, or what are you doing? You're just pumping it?
Making hail bays, hay bales, and then lining it with plastic.
Are those details in the drawing?
Yeah, right here on the front page, strawable barrier.
Which picture?
The first page.
No, oh, the- You're just you're not telling me that this is this is for concrete cleanout. I mean, I'm not trying to be difficult, it just shows me straw bale barrier to protect the properties or protect the runoff from adjacent to it. It doesn't show me it's for a concrete washout,
Okay,
right?
okay, I'll be more specific.
Okey-dokey. Do you have the bond in the application? Because this is a condominium, they have a bond or I need a, hold on, maybe it's here. Declaration, condominiums. Okay, that's good. I know that's, my friend would ask for that. And you're gonna sink excavator, you're gonna use the excavator to sink the precast concrete planks. I saw you had a spill kit here on site, and you said, note that in the document that you're gonna have the excavator sit on poly. What about refueling plan? Is that in here too?
Just states that it's gonna be refueled, no fueling of machinery within 125 feet of the shore.
Do you show a refueling area?
It
I
would
think
just
this is
be
the same stuff we did the last time,
Basically, yes.
so you have to show us a refueling area. And you're putting a boom in the lake,
Yes,
temporary boom in lake. That has to be verified by the town, the wetlands inspector.
that's in the sequence of construction.
Okay. And you're not disturbing more than 5,000 square feet, right?
No.
What's the area of disturbance?
It's less than 5,000, it was like 4,500 about,
Just under.
yeah.
And do you have a maintenance plan for the boom while it's in there? You're gonna have a daily inspection and stuff like that? And what are you doing on the land? You're gonna put silt fence up?
Yes, I have a detail for that.
Yeah, I saw the detail, I just didn't know. It's because, Mike, I mean, the way this drawing shows right now is you're putting in concrete, you're gonna drill into the rock at the bottom of the lake. So that means you're gonna have to pull, you're gonna use your forms to block the water? Or what are you going, I know it's kind of deep in that area. What are you gonna do to prevent the water from going in so you can
It's
work?
about 2 feet. Well, the water line fluctuates, but I've only seen it about 2 feet high.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna maintain it with pumps? You're gonna maintain the water with
It's
pumps?
gonna have like plastic forms, and that would just keep the water out.
But how are you gonna do the pinning? In between the forms? You're gonna, you did the wall over by,
On the west side
West
of,
West Lake Boulevard.
Yeah,
Uh,
you-
East Lake Boulevard.
East Lake Boulevard. You
Yeah.
did those forms where you put them again and you filled them with concrete.
Correct,
Yeah, that came out beautifully.
thank you.
But, so you're gonna just place the form there, sandbags at the bottom to keep the water out and drill it? But my question is, the water is going, I'm just concerned, what are you gonna do with the water? Like, I don't want the water, if you're using pumps, to pump the forms out of water prior to pouring the concrete. I don't want you to just pump the water into the lake, because it's, you know, not that I'm looking for treatment, but it should go to a settlement, and then it could go into the lake, right? You have to settle out the solids,
Okay.
right? So do you have a plan how to keep the water out of your forms and stuff?
We can develop that.
I'm not looking for oil, a frac tank, I'm not looking for that, I'm just looking for something that
The
leaves,
water's already from the lake.
yeah, but you're
Want me to
pumping
pump
from
the
the,
water out of the lake, out of the form, I mean, it's going right back into the.
I understand that, but it's gonna have the solids in it, I don't wanna keep pumping the solids onto the good side, keep it on the bad, settle it out, let the water go back,
Okay.
that's all. Just come up with a plan of how you, just show me how you're gonna de-water, that's all I wanna know.
Okay.
Would there be a process of settling the sediment before the water's removed?
We'll see if we can come up with a precast solution for the supports instead.
Yeah, I mean, stick it in a bucket with holes in it and a screen around it, and then you can leave all the sediment there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. All right. Anybody have anything else?
When do you plan on doing the work?
When?
When?
It depends how soon this permit gets issued. I mean, if you can start work before some of the freezing starts in November, we might start now and then finish in the spring. Using the precast, we'll be able to work probably throughout the winter on a lot of this.
So you're gonna have the spill kit on site, and it's gonna be stored next to the water, right?
Yes.
And then you'll submit the clean fill and everything else? Okay. I mean, we could accept this, but do you think you get the stuff in by Monday? They
could.
provide the concrete washout location and details, show the refueling area, plan for dewatering of the site, keeping the site dry. You think you get that in by Monday?
I think so.
All right, so then, if it's okay with the board, I recommend that we accept application for White Cell condominiums, replace existing retaining wall, boardwalk, and pier for Marina Drive with the following conditions. One, provide concrete washout location and details. Let me ask a question before I continue with that. You're also gonna be pulling out debris, right? Like dirt and grass and all that other fun stuff when you're doing
Well,
that work?
there's the old lumber, yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure treated lumber.
You put a note on here where that's going?
It's going on the plastic, it's in the sequence of construction.
In the sequence of construction, you're gonna put it in a dumpster and get rid of it, right?
Yes.
All right. Just give us a note also that you're gonna have dumpsters on site for the removal of the debris. All right? So with that, do I have a motion to accept application for White Sail condominiums for Marina Drive with the following conditions? One, provide concrete washout location and details, show the refueling area on the plans, provide plan for dewatering of the site while pouring the concrete, and provide note that a dumpster on site for the removal of debris. And the information must be in by Monday. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, you're on the clock. What?
So what's the next step after this?
You get me the stuff by Monday, it gets advertised on Tuesday, and then you come back in 2 meetings,
In 2 meetings, so that would be.
sometime in
middle of October.
maybe the end of October. Because the first maybe, yeah, that's third weekend in October.
Okay.
Yeah, we meet the first and the third. Got those drawings? That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You too. Okay, next item. is Frank Chofee, 436 Austin Road, revision to wetland permit. Hello, Mr. Chofee.
How are you guys?
Good. What can we do for you today?
I would like to try to amend the permit you've already issued because the project I was going to build has just exceeded my budget. So instead of building this structure with a workshop in it, I was just wanted to put a shed for my garden equipment and a little greenhouse off to the side of it.
Okay. Do you have new plans, or are they in here?
With the package that you have,
Oh,
you should have.
yep.
Yeah. I modified the drawing that was originally approved, and I showed a few photographs of the shed and the greenhouse. And the combined runoff from the roofs is less than what the workshop, the original project would have been, so, Richard Franzetti's out, but I spoke to Robert, and he said that they should be no problem.
If you leave the rain garden alone,
Yeah, I'm leaving, yeah, it's staying exactly where it is, where it would have been.
how many trees are being removed now? 2?
So, I'm sorry?
How many trees are being removed now?
2 instead
Two.
of 4.
Okay. And you're not using a machine to dig this or anything? It's all...
Right, it's just some collapsing blacktop that we're going to remove, and I have a letter here that explains most of that. We're gonna be digging it by hand and just leveling it.
All right. I'm just gonna... Any questions? Pretty straightforward. All right, so do I have a motion? Do you have any questions?
No.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna amend the permit today. I'm gonna date it today, amended 9/15/22, as shown in your letter. You can build a 2. The same conditions would be required. Town wetland inspector to do a pre and post site visit, okay? And then we can go from there, all right? So do I have a motion to amend permit number 983 to Frank Chiaffi for 436 Austin Road? Permit number 983, as outlined in the September 15, 22 letter and drawing. Do I have a motion?
I make that motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I'm just gonna write on this permit amended per, all right, and then hopefully that takes care of it.
So once again, just go see Rose on Monday?
Yeah. Okay, you're good.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone.
You're welcome. Okay, next item is amended. You're not on the agenda. Could you please state your name?
Dawn McKenzie, Inside Engineering,
And what can we do for you, Dawn?
for GNF subdivision.
What?
For Gateway Fairway, I'm returning.
Okay.
Gateway Fairway.
Yes,
We just told you, we extended it for a year.
we did. I'm wondering if I could suggest an alternative to the condition for reflagging the wetland at this time, or verifying the wetland at this time.
And what would that be?
That that the flagging will be refreshed to the satisfaction of the town wetland inspector prior to construction starting back up.
How much prior to construction?
Before they can do ground disturbance, we have to make sure that it's reflagged, as opposed to doing it now.
What's the, I mean, I don't understand what the problem, I mean. If it's all right with you, it's all right with me.
As long as it's done before construction, I'm okay with it.
Before construction starts back up, right? Because it could be, yeah, I'm not sure when that's going to happen.
There's a wetland on that property, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay,
That's
so
why we're
then-
here.
Then you know what I'd like to do? I would like wetland signs put up after the work is done along the border of the wetland. We
So-
have wetland signs on, that the town has that says wetland, do not build or anything, and you can put them every 100 feet.
So we have wetland signs already proposed on the plan that was added
part of the
as part of the permit.
Oh, the
along.
trail.
Right. We have trail signs for the trail within the buffer, and the wetland signs are have been added to the posts and the trees. Wherever we have trail signs, there's town wetland signs to be installed. So that's already part of the plan.
All right, so then I'm going to amend the amendment of the amendment for permit number 972 to read, extension granted 9/15/22 with condition that wetland flags are verified and intact, must be done prior to start of work. And field verified, how's that?
By the town.
Verified by town wetland inspector. And then a letter stating it was performed. 1-year extension to 9/14/23, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, good night. Okay, next minutes, we can't do 1, because you weren't here, but we can do 8/4. So do I have a motion to approve meeting minutes for August 4th, 2022?
I make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. By December, we should get the June 2nd ones done. Okay, with that, we've finished the agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Thank you. Good night.
Night.